All it takes is 60 days to form that new habit. 60 days. 66 days to be exact. I heard some people say 21, but I feel to really make this thing stick is gonna take you 60 days, and to have discipline in this new habit, and getting rid of old habits. This thing will take discipline, and which people are aware of. This is why we stay in loops, because we don't want to put forth the effort and impose our will against these things. First, I feel like instead of just going cold turkey or just dropping these habits, you should be focusing on replacing these things. Sometimes even if it's with a lesser vice. I'm not condoning people. I'm not condoning vices and condoning people doing drugs and things like that. But sometimes if you got a bad drinking problem, instead of just going cold turkey and completely ditching this habit that you've been doing, which can be dangerous. Some people, I've heard, stories of how some people die from going through these withdrawals of, they go through withdrawals of just dropping alcohol cold turkey. So you should, maybe instead of just dropping this thing, you go to a lesser evil. You go to a lesser vice. You instead of drinking hard liquor and going from drinking hard liquor to stopping, maybe you should go to drinking some light alcohol, some champagne, some beer, some whatever. Not saying that you can't drop this thing, but give yourself, instead of leaping to this big goal, give yourself some time to see some progress. Because when you try and leap like that, it makes it easier to relapse. Cut down a little bit. And then once you see like, hey, I could do this. I don't have to pick up a drink every day. I could drink once every weekend or twice a week. Then slowly you'll start to see how you really don't need this habit and you can ditch this habit. But in turn, you could this habit that's being counterproductive, you can replace this habit with something that is productive. Instead of drinking alcohol, you can now go to drinking smoothies, getting fruit. Instead of buying a bottle, you can spend the same money that you were spending every other weekend or every other week to drink, to now put this money in your habits and your attention towards now bettering your health. Instead of smoking and getting high every day and multiple times throughout the day. You can now put 30 minutes aside to now stimulate your brain with reading a book. Reading a book that you take interest in. Reading a book that can make you more money, that can help you better your physique. There's all kind of books. Better your mind. And gradually as you start to put down the weed and start to pick up the book, you can now gradually increase. You'll be like, all right, well, let me read for 40 minutes. Let me read for an hour. You'll keep, as you begin to take more interest in this habit that you're replacing this with, replacing the old bad habits with, you can now take more interest in what's pushing you towards your goal, instead of just taking this huge leap, man. And it has a compound effect over time. And after 21 days, yeah, it may just be easier. It may just be a given, but 66 days, it takes 66 days for this thing to really stick in. This thing becomes a part of our identity. It's almost like an identity shift. You know, a lot of people identify with smoking weed and going out, going to the bar, and this habit really becomes your identity. But when you switch your habits, you start to identify with this new habit that you're picking up. Hey, I read a book. Hey, I read a book. Hey, I'm focused on my physique more. I'm a gym head or whatever. You get my drift. You know, once you start to pick up on these new habits, it becomes your identity. So what habits are you replacing, and what are you replacing these old habits with? That's my question to you. What are you, in what increments and what steps are you taking to replace these old habits with these new better habits? Cause you're not just gonna shift into this identity at the drop of a dime. You know, it takes, especially when you've been operating, you've been in this loop. You've been in this loop for this set amount of time, for the majority of your life, taking this step in shifting your identity almost isn't just gonna happen overnight. You know, this is a gradual change. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, you know, and we're in this together. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. But 60 days, 21, yes, 21 by some standard, yes, but 60 days, 66 days to be exact. So I'll catch y'all on the next one, and God bless.